Let's start with the first topic today, which is mathematics of finance. In my hand, I have 1 ringgit note. What if I tell you this 1 ringgit note will not worth only just 1 ringgit? It can be 5 ringgit, it can be 10 ringgit, or even 100 ringgit in the future. Can you imagine that? This is possible because in finance, we have a concept that called time value of money. So, what is time value of money? Time value of money is when our money go through compounding process in which it grows its value. How? This is possible because there is opportunity in investment which will result in interest income. That's how the money grows its value from the current to the future value. When we talk about time, there's future, there's present. So what is the future value of money? It is when the investment goes through compounding process which will accumulate the interest income until the investment being withdrawn from the interest-bearing account. Next, what is the present value? Present value is when the current value of future sum of money given with current specified rate of return. In order to allow our money to grow in our account, there is different type of cash flow. In time value of money, there is 3 types of cash flow. Firstly, in single cash flow, deposits are being made only once and then there is no future deposits or withdrawal. Let's look at the example of future value with single or lump sum cash flow. For example, Amira put 200 ringgit into a bank that offers 3% annual interest. How much would Amira has after a year? If Amira kept that 200 ringgit in the account for 5 years, what would she eventually have? We can solve this Amira case by using the formula of future value. After a year, by using the formula, by calculating and inserting every component, she will get in a year 206 ringgit. And the amount will grow to 231 ringgit and 85 cents after 5 years. Next type of cash flow is multiple cash flow, which means deposits are being made multiple times over a period of time within a timeline, but it is not necessarily in equal amounts. For example, Akmal plans to deposit some money in his saving accounts that gives 6% interest over the next 3 years. He made multiple payments to his account as such. Year 1 he deposits 100 ringgit, in year 2 he deposits 300 ringgit, and in year 3 he deposits 350 ringgit. The last type of cash flow is annuities, which is also a type of multiple cash flow. For annuities, equal amount of deposit being made gradually in sequential period. There's 2 types of annuities, which are ordinary and annuities due. The main difference of these two is the timing cash flow occur, in which cash flow occur at the beginning for the annuity due and at the end in the ordinary annuity. Here is the example of present value with annuity due cash flow. He anticipates receiving 700 ringgit for 10 years. If the discounted rate is 5%, what is the cash flow's present value? So we can solve this using the formula of present value with annuity due. The present value he needs now is 5,670 ringgit and 45 cents. Other than calculate manually using the formula given, we can also insert the PVIFA using the table that been given. Next, the compounding period is not necessarily be on annual basis only. There is also investment compounded multiple times within a year. It can be semi-annually, it can be quarterly, it can be monthly, weekly, or even daily. Here is one of the example. Nurul invests 100 at 8% interest, compounded semi-annually and quarterly for 3 years. Find the future value. We can solve this using the formula given. If the future value compounded semi-annually, then she will get 116 ringgit and 99 cents. If the investment compounded quarterly for 2 years, the amount accumulated would be 117 ringgit and 70 cents. There is slightly difference between the value of these two. However, if she compound her investment quarterly for 2 years, she will get higher returns. Last topic is on working capital management. It means the actions taken by a business to ensure that it has enough resources for its day-to-day operation costs. How to get net working capital? Simply by current asset minus current liability. There is 3 working capital financing policies, which is about the level of current assets and how the business finance them. Firstly, relaxed policy. It means the business operated on low risk by having huge amount of current assets with flexible credit policy. Hence, they have high liquidity but low in profitability due to they not invest much in fixed assets. Secondly is restricted policy, which means business operated in high risk by having low current assets and also invest in fixed assets. This causes company to have high profitability but low liquidity. Last one is moderate policy, which means the company operated in between restricted and relaxed policy. It maintains the current asset but also invests in fixed asset, resulting in moderate risk and return. Furthermore, the approaches or strategies to working capital management. First approach is maturity matching, which uses short-term financing to finance only fluctuating or temporary current assets. Meanwhile, fixed assets and permanent current assets is financed by long-term debt, resulting in moderate return. Secondly, aggressive approach, which used by company to finance fixed assets and certain permanent current assets using long-term debt. Meanwhile, the remaining permanent and fluctuating current asset is financed by short-term debt. This results in higher return but also high in risk. And last one, conservative approach. It has the lowest risk because it finances almost all of its assets by long-term financing, leaving a bit average of temporary current assets financed by short-term debt. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.